Congratulations, graduates. Get excited. Graduation, I'm feeling. Congratulations. Okay, thank you.
Where's she at? Oh yeah, there. Let's go, Booty! Yeah!
Good afternoon. Students, please remain standing. Members of the audience, please rise for the playing of the national anthem.
Oh yeah, over.
Please be seated. Good afternoon and welcome parents, guardians, family members, special friends, alumni, students, and distinguished guests. As principal of Toledo Early College, thank you on behalf of our students, faculty, and staff for joining us for the important days in the lives of our graduates. Today we celebrate a significant milestone for these 45 young people and the beginning of a new chapter in their lives. To ensure that our students and families have fond memories of the day, I ask the following of all attendees. Please remain seated for the duration of the program. Re-entry will not be permitted. Please refrain from actions that may detract from loved ones hearing their students' names. Please do not come forward to take photographs. Mr. Nissen will be taking photos of all graduates. Students will be provided a link for the photos free of charge, and they will also be posted on our social media pages. At the end of the program, please remain seated until all graduates exit the building and they have a moment to take their final class picture. I would like to take this opportunity to recognize the leadership of Toledo Public Schools. Accepting our graduates today is Mrs. Polly Taylor Gherkin, President of the Board of Education. With us today are members of our district's cabinet, beginning with Dr. Romulus Durant, CEO and Superintendent of our school district. Mr. James Galt, Chief of Educational Development. Mrs. Linda Myers, Assistant Superintendent of Students, Family, and Community Engagement. Mrs. Jennifer Spores, Executive Director of Schools. And Mr. Ryan Steck-Schulte, CFO and Treasurer of Toledo Public Schools. Toledo Early College is fortunate to have the support of numerous community members and other individuals who work closely with the faculty and staff in support of our students. First and foremost, thank you to the leadership of the University of Toledo, and especially Dr. Kopp-Miller. I believe she's in the audience. And Mrs. Dilworth for your steadfast commitment to Toledo Early College. Thank you to Dr. Thomas Brady and numerous community leaders who serve as members of our school's governance board. Thank you to Mr. Emilio Ramirez and Mr. Kevin Dalton, presidents of our Administrative and Teachers Union. Thank you to Mrs. Hogel and the officers of our school's parent organization. All of these individuals and countless others have enabled us to provide our students with exceptional educational opportunities. To all of our parents and guardians of today's graduates, without your sacrifice and commitment, today would not be possible. The staff and I are deeply humbled and honored for being a part of your children's educational journey. At this time, all parents and guardians, please stand and be recognized. Finally, to our graduates. Each year, we reflect on the impact of each graduating class. You too are leaving a lasting legacy at TEC. Your path to graduation was anything but traditional. As seventh graders, many of you took the leap of faith to attend TEC, not knowing what this was all about. And my correction, eighth graders. This first year was certainly a journey. We're so happy that you helped us to figure out how to meet the needs of middle school students. I will not dwell on the big C word, but during your sophomore year, all of you had to make mid-course adjustments. While we heard stories of countless students around the globe who were left behind, you all persevered with your studies. Over the past 2 years, you experienced being educated in a variety of non-conventional ways. That is, online, in person, being masked. You missed many of the traditional high school experiences, and again, you persevered. Toledo Early College was designed to be a different educational option for students. We understand your experiences are not that of students in traditional high schools. Academically and otherwise, we challenged you to push yourself to new limits. At times, the cost may have seemed insurmountable, but you are testament of what quality public education can provide. You are here today because of your dedication, hard work, perseverance, and at times, sheer will. You not only rose to the challenges we set for you, but you did so exceptionally well. The faculty, staff, and I are proud of all your accomplishments and all you have become. You may have heard me say this before. I am a believer in traditions. So I will give you the same advice that I've given every graduating class. Continue being excellent. Be courageous as you have been. Try new things. Explore the world. Don't be afraid of failure. Celebrate your successes. Continue to challenge the establishment in order to make the world a better place. Please do so respectfully. And please don't forget where home is. Remember those who helped to nourish and shape you, your family and friends, as well as your TEC family and friends. Each year, our alumni return with tales of their successes, adventures, trials, tribulations, and joy. You too will have great stories to tell. The staff and I extend an open invitation to all of you to always return to TEC and share with our future generations your stories of your experiences at TEC and life beyond. As you venture into the world, please don't forget to keep contributing, as you have over the past 4 or 5 years, whether it is in Toledo or beyond. The world needs you today and will need you in the future, so keep striving for excellence for yourself and for the betterment of mankind. Now to hear a word or two from those who we really came to hear from. We will begin with Elijah Messer, who has earned the distinction as being this year's valedictorian. Elijah.
Hi everyone. I was originally going to make a joke about alopecia, but after what happened to Chris Rock, I no longer have the will to do so. I'll try to be quick with the thank yous. I'm of course appreciative of my friends and the teachers and the staff and God, but I know we don't all have the same religion. I hope you can respect my desire to not be struck by lightning as soon as I leave here. And I want to thank my family especially for being so supportive over the last 5 years, and my mom in particular. She was the one who homeschooled me from 1st grade all the way until I came here in 8th grade, and I did pretty well in 8th grade, so thank you. And I'm going to go a little bit off script for a second. Mrs. Berman's heart rate is going to skyrocket for a little bit, but don't worry, it's good. I just want to ask for a thank you for Mrs. Berman being such a great principal these last years. She's done such a great job. that's enough going off script. Deshauna and I kind of wanted to, do something special for a senior prank, if you will, because we're lame like that. But don't worry, I'm not going to keep saying thank you. I know most of you didn't come here to hear me say anything at all, and that's fine. I was only given about 3 minutes for the speech, and I'm sure that everyone else speaking today was given the same amount of time. So we should be out of here in like 15 minutes. Let's take a moment and imagine what the future is going to be like. Are we going to have flying cars? Or maybe we'll live on a different planet? Or maybe it will be nearly identical to right now. Maybe in 80 years or so, Mr. Nissen will finally be able to sever ties with his school. But aside from these more existential speculations, what about us as individuals? What about me? What's going to be most important when I'm 90, eating dinner with my family, my kids, and their kids, and their kids, and so on? Is this day going to be what's most important? Surely graduating high school is an important achievement for life, but being valedictorian? Am I going to look back and think that this was the biggest accomplishment of my life? Am I going to tell people that this was the biggest accomplishment of my life? Will I look my grandkids in the eyes and tell them I am most proud of being on top of some list in high school? Of course I would. But of course I am. I mean, come on, this took me 5 years of getting a perfect 4.0 GPA at one of the hardest schools around. Aww. Thank you, that's a nice boost for my ego. It's not big enough. I'm going to be bragging about that to pretty much anyone that will listen, and even those that won't. I'm kidding, of course, mostly. I want everyone in here who's relatively young to hear this if you hear nothing else today. How you measure success and accomplishment is not how everyone else is going to measure it. Don't be afraid to not meet standards placed by other people, and don't be afraid to not meet the standards placed on you by yourself. Every moment is an opportunity for growth and progress. Even a setback could really be a step in the right direction. Find happiness in what makes you happy, and take wins where you can. Because what you feel you've accomplished is far more important than what others tell you you've accomplished. I wish all of you luck in finding what makes you feel fulfilled. And I want to congratulate my fellow graduates for this genuine accomplishment. And I wish them luck in finding something hopefully even better in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Elijah. Now we will hear from Deshauna Birch, this year's salutatorian.
Good afternoon, families, friends, teachers, staff, and fellow graduates. As Mrs. Berman said, I'm Deshauna, and I'm very thankful for the honor of speaking before you today. First of all, I would like to thank my family for supporting me through everything, my friends for helping me through the breakdowns, and honestly just providing funny moments. And to my classmates, we actually did it. We made it through the all-nighters, the last-minute presentations, and most importantly, those science exams. It was difficult reaching this moment, but now that I'm up here, I have a personal story I would like to tell. When I was about 8 years old, I was stressing because my older sibling, who was only 1 year older than me, already knew what they wanted to be when they grew up, and I didn't. Well, being a mermaid wasn't realistic anyways. But I was genuinely upset. I was like, what am I going to do? I'm not going to be successful. And then my mom said, don't worry about it. You still have time. That still didn't make me feel any better. And then she told me, it is okay. I believe that you can do anything you want if you put your mind to it. What may seem like simple words of encouragement to you were words of motivation for me. It was as recently as sophomore year that I wanted to go into mechanical engineering. The reason why I realized that it wasn't for me was geometry. I like algebra, but not shapes. Because I wasn't great at that, I put my mind towards something else. I was already in groups like Team Pep, Smarts, and YCC that helped me realize what I was good at. I figured out that I was better at recognizing issues in my environment and community, and I could have a greater impact helping to fix those issues rather than building things. So don't be afraid of failure. I know that's crazy to say at a school that prioritizes success, but it's true. Failing is not the end of the world, and I just don't mean with your education either. Sometimes people are too afraid to join a group or program or to speak out against something because they're too much in their own head about what people think about them, whether they're good enough, or whether their opinion mattered. And I know this because I was that person. Now I don't care. Sometimes I'm even annoyed if I have to be. Don't settle for something that you don't believe to be right just because you're afraid of failure. Whether it's trying to negotiate with a professor about your grade or trying to get a law or policy changed, don't be afraid to try because you're scared the answer will be no. If I didn't ask every time I was afraid the answer would be no, I wouldn't have accomplished or gotten a lot of things that I have, including those mental wellness days. In closing, I would like for you to understand this. Do not be afraid of failure. Do not be scared to be annoying. Do not be afraid to leave an impact in your environment. And congratulations to the class of 2022.
Deshauna also holds the distinction of being this year's class president, so I'm going to have her give her class president speech. Deshauna.
Yes, I'm back, and no, I'm not done. So, our class went through a lot these past 4 years. For some of us, it's been a long 5 years. Of course, as everyone says, our high school experience did get cut off of it. We weren't able to have as many charity games, dances, or talent shows. We weren't able to go on another trip together, to your point, to see the same people who would be late to the bus because they were in line at the drag strip. We weren't able to have these moments together, and our situation forced us to grow apart and grow up too fast. Even though we all started doing our own thing, we as a collective are a group of immensely successful individuals. Considering the fact that over half of us on this stage received our associate's degree a couple weeks ago, 24 of us to be exact. I say we did that. We met and exceeded the expectations and will continue to do so. It ends at A, we might or should be able to, but a certainty that we will meet and exceed the goals we set for ourselves in the future. And so on behalf of the class of 2022, the senior class will leave a portion of the remaining funds to the junior class and remainder to students creating change.
Thank you, Deshauna. On behalf of the class of 2022, Deshauna, the class president, thank you so much. Our school graciously accepts those gifts for future use. We are continuing with our tradition of having an alumni from Toledo Early College speak to all of you. This year, our alumni speaker is Ms. Hala Abu-Dahesh. Hala is a proud alumna and valedictorian of the class of 2014. During her time at Toledo Early College, she was heavily involved in various leadership, service, and extracurricular activities. She credits her time at TEC and the leadership skills she learned as class president, guided by Mrs. Al-Hayani, for making her the person she is today. Hala went on to earn her bachelor's and master's degree from the University of Toledo while employed at ProMedica through a connection Mr. Bolin helped her foster with the cooperation her senior year of high school. She eventually learned that her true passion is in higher education and has worked under the Division of Enrollment Management for the past 4 years while she continues to pursue her PhD. Ms. Abu-Dahesh?
Thank you for the kind welcome, and thank you for inviting me here to speak with you today. As Ms. Berman said, I'm a proud graduate of the Toledo Early College class of 2014. It really blows my mind that it's been 8 years since I graduated. 6 if we don't count our COVID years. But I remember being on this stage with my friends, many of the same teachers we see here today. Dr. Durant, you were there. It just blows my mind how much life has changed since then. Now, I'm not that much older than you guys are, so you can consider me like an older tech sister, but I have learned a few things in this early stage of my career that I hope to impart to you today. First, I want you guys to give yourselves a round of applause. What you've accomplished today, graduating as high school, and many of you college graduates, in a global pandemic. And I repeat, in a global pandemic is no small feat. As you move forward, and no doubt you continue to achieve greater things, maybe you'll be a forever student like I am, remember to celebrate yourself for the things that you accomplish, big or small. So much begins and ends in your mind, so believe in yourself, and no matter how cliche it is, be your biggest fan and your biggest cheerleader. Being a tech grad and having progressed through your education very quickly, you'll learn that in many situations, you're gonna be the baby in the room, the baby at work, in the classroom, and you can fall to imposter syndrome. This semester, I was a professor for a course in which I was only a few years older than many of my own students. But just remember that you put in that hustle, you put in that grind, and you deserve and you've earned the right to exist in those spaces. Second, find your passion, your calling, how you want to leave your mark on the world, big or small. And recognize that this will change throughout the chapters and seasons of your life. When I was in your position, Miss Al, Mr. Nissen, Mr. Bull, and Miss Cole, remember, I only ever considered going to law school. They told me, be open, but I was very, very stubborn. And as I got older, I learned where my true passion was in life, and I've been able to grow since then. Life is about continued evolution, and one of my favorite quotes is from Steve Jobs, where he says, "The people who are crazy enough to think that they can change the world are the ones who do." And you don't have to change the world, the nation, or even something local, but you can change someone's world in just being a kind human being. You guys have the foundation, and I don't mean this lightly. So much of who I am today is because of who this institution made me. So you've got the skills in the classroom through your leadership opportunities that you've had and your service opportunities to change the world all around you. Third, please, please, please don't be afraid to ask for help. There's so many people in the room today, in the world and in general, that want to help you. Keep mentors and be teachable. I see many of my mentors in the room today from my text teachers. Dr. Durant, Dr. Span is here. I reached out to him just a few weeks ago for advice on something. People want to help you, and it all begins with you asking for help. And don't forget, when you make it, don't forget to be a ladder for others. Fourth, keep a strong network around you. You have your text family, you have me, your text sister, your parents, your mentors, friends, community members. Build your tribe. A solid tribe is going to carry you through the ups and downs of life, and life will give you both. And to this day, I'm so grateful for the forever friendships that I formed as a student here at Toledo Early College. And my last piece of advice, and this is the most important point that I leave you with today, make time for you and your rest. By you, I mean your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health. It took me a whole pandemic to learn this lesson, and until I prioritized my health in this way, I couldn't be and operate as my best self today. I have finally learned to do that, and I hope that you guys learned that before I did. So give yourself a vacation every day. Life is too short for any negative vibes. Remember, summarize, celebrate your wins, big and small. Find your passion and use it to change someone's world. Don't be afraid to ask for help. People want to help you. Build your tribe, your people, and make time for rest. Take care of yourself and do the things that you enjoy. Congratulations, class of 2022, on your graduation today. Today you close one chapter, and I can't wait to see all that you go on to accomplish in your next one. And one last question. Are you guys aware of #MissingPhoto? Is that still a thing? Yes. So as I close, I really want to remember this moment that I had here with you guys today, and I want to end with a selfie. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Ms. Abadahish. Dr. Romulus Durant has a special connection to Toledo Public Schools, one like no other superintendent before him. He graduated from Morrison R. Wade High School in 1994. After earning his bachelor's degree from the University of Toledo in 1999, he became a fourth-grade teacher for Toledo Public Schools. In fact, he has spent his entire professional career working for the district he now leads as superintendent. Under Dr. Durant's leadership, TPS has seen the graduation rate increase in every subgroup, and the achievement gap between Caucasians and African American students continue to decrease. He has also worked to add career technology programs that provide students with an introduction to possible career options in some of the most sought-after industries in Northwest Ohio. To make sure that all students find the best school to foster their interests and talents, Dr. Durant has overseen the creation of thematic schools, 4 STEM-based elementary schools, Jones Leadership Academy of Business, and the Aerospace and Natural Science Academy of Toledo, both aimed at preparing high school students for future tech jobs. In August, the district's newest magnet high school, the Toledo Pre-Med and Health Science Academy, will open. This high school, in partnership with ProMedica, is an exciting opportunity for students who have a strong interest in career in the health field. Dr. Durant is very cognizant of making sure there are attractive paths for students seeking to attend college after graduation.